I come out of the metro station and step onto King Street. The air is full of noise. Cars move fast, buses stop and start, and people hurry past me in every direction. I see tall glass buildings shining in the sun. I look to the left and see a big bank with silver doors. On the right there is a shop with red letters and bread in the window. Behind me, people go down the metro stairs quickly. I want to go to the city museum, but I do not see any sign. I stop and feel a little nervous. I know the museum is near this area, but I do not know the exact way. I decide to ask someone. I walk to a man at the bus stop. He wears a dark jacket and holds a small bag. I say slowly and clearly, "Excuse me, how can I get to the city museum?" The man looks at me and answers quickly. He says, "Go along King Street, then turn right at Green Avenue. Walk past the post office, cross 2 traffic lights, then turn left near Central Park. The museum is behind the big fountain." I listen carefully, but the list of steps is very long. I repeat in my head, King Street, Green Avenue, Post Office, 2 lights, Central Park, Fountain. But I cannot remember all of it. My heart beats faster. I smile and say thank you very much. The man nods and walks away. I start walking slowly along King Street. I try to follow his words, but the directions are too many. I already forget one part. I look around at the tall offices, the shops, the people moving fast. I feel unsure and think maybe I will need to ask again. I breathe deeply and keep going forward, hoping to see something familiar. I walk along King Street and try to stay calm. On my left, I see the tall bank again, and next to it is a supermarket with bright posters in the windows. People come out with heavy bags, and I smell fruit near the door. On my right, I see a small bakery. The smell of fresh bread makes me stop for a moment, but I shake my head and keep walking. I try to repeat the man's words in my mind: King Street, Green Avenue, Post Office, traffic lights, Central Park, Fountain. The order feels heavy and confusing. I look for a post office, but I only see more shops and offices. I do not see any park. My steps grow slower. I start to feel nervous again. I reach a bus stop on the corner. A few people wait there, some looking at their phones, some staring at the road. I know I must ask again, because I cannot follow the long instructions. I walk to a woman with a red bag and a calm face. I say clearly, "Excuse me, could you tell me the way to the city museum?" She smiles kindly and answers slowly. She says, "Go straight to Green Avenue. Turn left at the traffic lights. The museum is next to Central Park." Her words are short and simple. I feel relief. I repeat quietly, "Green Avenue, traffic lights, Central Park." The steps are clear now. I smile and say thank you very much. She nods and looks back at the street. I continue walking with more confidence. I hold the 3 words in my mind like a small map: Green Avenue, traffic lights, Central Park. My heart feels lighter. The noise of cars is still strong, but I am calmer inside. I walk faster, ready to find the next sign. I keep walking straight and watch every street sign carefully. Cars drive quickly, and I hear the sound of horns and engines. The city feels busy and heavy, but I focus on my task. After some minutes, I see a tall pole with a blue sign. In white letters it says Green Avenue. My heart feels lighter, because I know I am on the right way. I walk to the corner and see traffic lights. The red light shines bright, so I stop and wait with other people. A man next to me holds a newspaper, and a child eats ice cream. I hear music from a shop behind me, and the smell of roasted nuts comes from a small cart. When the green light comes, I cross slowly. On the other side, I see many trees. The air feels fresh here, and the street is more quiet. I walk closer and see a large gate. On the gate, I read the word Central Park. I smile, because this matches the woman's instructions. I take a deep breath. I think, if I get very lost again, I can go to a policeman. Policemen are always ready to help tourists. But now I want to try to find the way by myself. I walk beside the park fence. I hear birds in the trees and see children playing ball. A man rides a bicycle past me, and two women walk with small dogs. I repeat quietly, Green Avenue, traffic lights, Central Park. I see them all, so I must be close. Still, I do not see the museum yet. I continue walking slowly, watching every building, every corner, hoping for the next clear sign. I walk along the park, and the shadows from the tall trees cover the sidewalk. The air feels cooler here, and I hear the wind moving the leaves. Inside the park, children play and laugh, and an old man feeds pigeons near a bench. On the other side of the street, I notice a small cafe with white letters on the sign. It says Central Coffee. I stop and look at it for a moment. The woman told me the museum is next to Central Park, so I must be close, but I want to be sure. I see a man standing near the cafe door. He holds a paper cup in his hand and looks relaxed. I walk up to him and say clearly, "Excuse me, is the city museum near here?" He smiles and nods. He answers, "Yes, just walk along this street." The museum is behind the fountain in Central Park. You will see a big sign. His words are short and clear. I repeat them in my mind, behind the fountain, big sign. I smile and say thank you. He waves his hand and goes back inside the cafe. I feel better now. I continue walking and pass a bookstore with colorful posters in the window. Next to it, there is a flower shop with yellow flowers in buckets on the sidewalk. The sweet smell mixes with the city air. I keep looking between the trees in the park, but I do not see the fountain yet. My heart beats a little faster, because I know I am very close. I walk with quicker steps, hoping to see water or a sign in front of me. I continue walking along the street beside the park. The sound of cars is softer here, and I can hear the voices of people more clearly. Suddenly, between the trees, I see something bright. I walk closer and notice a stone arch. Behind the arch, water shines in the sun. Step by step I move forward, and now I see it clearly. A big fountain stands in the middle of the square. Water goes up high into the air and falls down again with a strong sound. Children run around the fountain, laughing and shouting. Some people sit on benches, watching the water and taking photos. The sound of the fountain makes the place feel alive. I stop and watch it for a moment, because it looks beautiful. Then I notice a tall metal sign next to the fountain. The arrow points forward, and the words are clear, City Museum. My heart jumps with joy. This is the first real sign that shows me the way. I feel excited and safe, because I know I am very near now. I follow the arrow with my eyes and see a quiet street going straight ahead. I hold my bag a little tighter and begin to walk quickly. I pass a souvenir shop with postcards and magnets in the window. Next to it, I see a small kiosk selling drinks. I feel full of energy, because the museum must be close, maybe only a few minutes away. I walk farther along the park, and the city feels different here. The traffic is still loud, but the voices of people and the sounds of birds mix with it. The tall trees make soft shadows on the sidewalk, and I feel cooler air on my face. I see children running with balloons, and a man selling ice cream from a small cart. The smell of sweet vanilla makes me smile for a moment, but I keep moving. Step by step, I look for something that shows me I am near. Then, between the trees, I notice something bright. I walk closer and see a stone arch standing at the entrance of a square. Behind it, water shines in the sunlight. My heart starts to beat faster. I go under the arch, and in front of me I see it, a large fountain in the middle of the open space. Water goes up high into the sky and falls down again with a strong sound. Drops of water sparkle in the sun, and children laugh as they run around the edge. Some tourists take photos, holding their phones high. People sit on benches, talking quietly, and a woman reads a book under the trees. I stop for a moment and just look. The fountain is beautiful, but it is also important, because one man told me the museum is behind the fountain. My eyes search around the square, but I do not see the museum yet. Then I notice a tall metal pole with a clear sign on it. The letters are big and easy to read, City Museum. The arrow points straight ahead. I feel a wave of joy, because this is the first real sign with the museum's name. I stand still for a second, watching the arrow. My hands hold my bag tight, and I whisper quietly to myself, City Museum, this way. I know I must follow this arrow. I breathe deeply, take a small step forward, and prepare to continue along the street. I do not see the building yet, but I am sure it is very close now. I follow the arrow on the sign and walk away from the fountain. The sound of the water stays behind me, but my heart still beats fast with excitement. The street here is smaller and calmer. I look at every building with care, searching for the one I need. On my left, I see a tall glass office tower. The windows shine in the sun, but I know this is not the museum. On my right, I see another big stone building. On the wall, I read the word City Library. I stop for a moment and think. A library is not my goal, but it tells me I am close, because often the library and the museum are near each other. I breathe slowly and keep walking. I turn the corner, and suddenly my eyes open wide. In front of me stands a huge stone building with wide steps and tall glass doors. Above the doors are large clear letters, City Museum. For a second I just stand still, looking at the words. Relief spreads through my body. I smile and walk forward, step by step. Other people climb the steps too. Some carry cameras, others hold maps or bottles of water. A family with 2 children stop to take a photo at the bottom of the steps. I climb higher until I reach the top. There, in front of the doors, a man in a dark uniform stands straight. He looks like a guard. I want to be sure, so I walk to him and ask slowly, "Excuse me, is this the City Museum?" He looks at me, nods, and answers with a kind smile, "Yes, this is the entrance." Welcome. The words fill me with happiness. I smile back and say thank you. Then I place my hand on the heavy glass door and push it open. I step inside, and the sound of the busy city disappears behind me. Inside the museum it is cool, quiet, and calm. My shoulders relax. I feel proud, because I asked, I walked, I followed the signs, and now I finally found the museum by myself.